Okay, so before we get into today's video, which you guessed it, it's all about Warhammer again. I kind of want to make a bit of a correction real quick. If you saw my latest post, you'll have noticed that I'm excited to go after Trippy Poop again. Which I might be. But, I had read Adonis Paul's post completely wrong. See, I was under the impression initially that Trippy Poop and AP were beefing. And Trippy Poop was going to take pot shots at our old Juggalo friend there. Turns out that's not the case. It sounds like that the two of them are still on good terms, and apparently this Canadian rapper that AP has beef with supposedly knows a couple things about the guy. Apparently Trippy Poop is not always Trippy Poop, and there's some very interesting history with Trippy Poop that apparently this guy only knows. No one else knows. I mean, I thought him, buying sex toys for his mom and posting degenerate porn online, I thought that was enough, besides from him being a juggalo and a welfare queen. I thought that was enough, really. But according to this Canadian meth-addicted rapper, there's apparently more. If it's shit that I already know, I'm not even going to bother talking about it. But if it's brand new shit, you better believe I'm going to cover it. But, I just wanted to quickly say I completely misread Adonis Paul's post there. Juggalo might be on the menu. We just have to wait and see there. But while we wait on that, let's go back into Tardhammer. Now, you must be wondering to yourself, what the hell has Warhammer been doing since my last video on him? Well, Warhammer, in a desperate attempt to epically loan me, has decided to make a deal with the devil and team up with the Plate Gang, as is evident on everyone's favorite little website, Info Battles. So this is what Dark Ninja has to say. This is at 7:02 in the morning. Warhammer continues to battle Alistair. Warhammer confirms Plate or people in that area are helping him behind the scenes. So this is taking place on, I think it's my thread or his thread on the Onion Forest. But anyway, I ask Warhammer, does he start incoherently ramble? Does he start incoherently ramble when he's mad? Or is that a side effect of him being inbred? To which he replies, if you have something to say, you can tell me in the Plate server. John Letary? I guess that's how you say it. I don't fucking know. Apparently that's my name now. BTW, it's, do you start to ramble incoherently when you're mad? That's not the proper way to use the adverb incoherently. This could just be me there. Maybe I'm the odd guy out here, but I really don't think it's a great idea to take grammar advice from a guy who wants to test some DDoS software on the dark web on himself there. Maybe that's not the best guy to go to. I don't know. Maybe people do it all the time. What would I know? Anyway, continuing. Warhammer continues. What was I supposed to be mad about? I never bother watching none of the boring content you or Mr. Man do here. You're picking straws with these very autistic takes. Regardless, Alistair's greaseball ancestors came here through Ellis Island in 1911. So much for real America. Seriously, have you ever even been with a woman? Well, to answer your question on if I've been with a woman, yes. And I don't know where Warhammer's getting this more real America. Does Warhammer think I'm a wasp? Does Warhammer seriously think I'm a wasp? That because I'm white and I'm a Protestant, that automatically makes me Daniel Day-Lewis's character in Gangs of New York? Is that what Warhammer believes? Or is that something that someone's feeding Warhammer? I really don't know anymore. On the one hand, I want to believe he just spins a wheel and that whatever it lands on is what he's going to believe in that day. And at the same time, I feel like he's just a puppet for other people that are just too cowardly to attack me. So they're just using Warhammer to do their dirty work there. I don't know. Maybe it is a product of the inbreeding. Who even knows? Anyway, let's continue. Dark Ninja continues. I'm not too sure who is exactly helping him behind the scenes. Last time it was Sucker Punch's server aiding him with Danny Lopez and Brian in there. Sucker Punch, aka CSO Esquire, another Onion Farms admin. Last time I heard, Neo Plate Gang and the Onion Farms people were distancing each other because infighting, but maybe they made up again. Who knows with them people? Either way, all that group area are mostly degenerates or degenerate defenders, bunch of weirdos, so I'm not shocked they're helping Warhammer. And more Warhammer thinking, I am everyone that tells him anything. Starting to sound like Brian and his ass kickers. Jeez. MTIL says, WTF, did Warhammer just call that 4-year and 5,109-day-old girl cute? Warhammer replies with, lol, another one of Dork Ninja's ults he uses to talk to his lonely-ass self. Apparently, now Warhammer's trying to drag Drunken Surfer into Warhammer's crusade against everyone, I guess? I don't know. Warhammer giving the scoop to Surfer about Brian wanting to sue me and Brian wanting to help Warhammer file an affidavit. Let's see what Surfer has to say.
I'd be on fucking Discord. Here we go. Here's the Imperator of Forge.
Cole wants to sue Dork Nigga for running a little red website from like half of his just Dark Nigga's ults.
What are you talking about, Warhammer?
Yeah, I'm not making that up. I took screenshots of King of Cole's message and put it on his Kiwi Farms and on Dark Ninja's Onion Farms.
What was King of Paul saying?
I posted it here in the thing. Warhammer, not sure exactly what is going on, but today I'm taking Isaac to court, bud. I have a feeling that he is playing you and causing you to cry.
So in case you weren't able to hear that because of the loud music, Warhammer basically just said that the gayest man in the sector, which surprisingly isn't Berserk Cassidy, but Brian Dunn, the gayest man in the sector, is going to drag Dark Ninja to court because Brian's feelings got hurt on Dark Ninja's website. I'm not sure how Brian thinks this is going to end. I can already tell that this is probably going to end with the judge laughing him out of court, but maybe Brian will get lucky. Probably not, but you never know.
Crash out because I was going to talk to you about wanting to file an affidavit against Ninja. I've been...
Okay, what does Surfer, a Canadian, know about filing affidavits in the United States? Like, just Oh my god. I can't with this guy sometimes, you know. He literally thinks he can get legal advice from a Canadian on U.S. law. I mean, it's... It's like trying to ask Cass Warfox for advice on how to sue someone in Uganda. It's just not gonna fucking work.
I have not been talking crap about you trying to be involved in your stuff, but you can just ask me instead of being used by people. Well, Crowd and T used.
Oh my god, we're bringing Crowd and T into this. But no, look at Server's face there. Hold on. Hold on. I want to full screen it.
Warhammer, not sure exactly what.
I mean, just look at his face. He looks fucking confused. He looks like he has no idea what's going on. What is Warhammer trying to do? Why is he dragging me into this gay shit?
Is going on, but today I'm taking Isaac to court, bud. I have a feeling that he is playing you and causing you to crash out because I was going to talk to you about wanting to file an affidavit against.
Just look at him. His mouth's aghast. He's scratching his head. He's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And frankly, why should he care? I mean, he is fucking confused right now.
Ninja.
I mean, I don't blame the guy. I would be confused if I was in his shoes right now.
I have not been talking crap about you trying to be involved in your stuff, but you can just ask me instead of being used by people. Well, Crowd and T used King of Coal to get Coach Red Pill's docs back in the day. So,
Okay, so transitively, you think that Brian is filing an affidavit against Dark Ninja?
Yeah. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but yeah, he wants to file.
Well, this is the same Brian Dunn that apparently had information that Jim was dead and got that information from Jade. So if we're going off of that, I'm going to take this with a gigantic pinch of fucking salt. And so should you.
A lawsuit on Dark Ninja for his website, infobattles.com.
I don't even fucking know anymore, man. Okay, so he already posted the cap in Brian's thread. Apparently, Warhammer is trying to get into contact with Gahul. I can't read what Warhammer took a screenshot of. There's a little post. I'm sorry. But I'm just not able to do so. This is from Zombie Deadman. There, Warhammer, I'm not sure exactly what is going on today, but I'm taking Isaac to court, bud. I have a feeling that he is playing you and causing you to crash out because I was going to talk about you wanting to file an affidavit against Ninja. I have not been talking crap about you or trying to be involved in your stuff, bud. You could just ask me instead of being used by people to fight battles. So not only is Brian Dunn supposedly trying to get an affidavit issued against Dark Ninja, but now it looks like Warhammer is also trying to do so. What the fuck is going on? Oh, fuck, hold on. So, that's actually the end of it there. I actually want to go real quick to Brian Dunn's thread. I know he's got a thread on here. Here we go. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to go to Kiwi Farms. Okay, so we made it to Brian Dunn's Kiwi Farms thread, and this is what it is really there. It's just Warhammer posting the it's posting the same screenshot that was already posted. You know what? I just want to do something real quick. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't resist there. Jeb Bush says, interesting. We seem to be entering the Brian pretending to be a legal scholar phase of this infinite cycle yet again. He convinced himself Canadians need a license to stream themselves online and is trying to get the Keno Casino sued for not having it. Okay. Kill Keno Casino says, Keno Casino comes up with a new plan to pussy out of a confrontation with the quartering. They are unreasonably demanding private tax documents in order to face him live on stream. Quartering should press him about this cowardly tactic. King of Pole says, Aston and Cocat have been tax evading for years. Hell, they don't even have a license to stream in Canada, and yet they still do it. It blows my mind that Keno Casino AWOGs haven't reported them yet to the Canadian government. Well, wait a minute. Didn't Persib and Godwinson and a few others try to do that a little while ago? Could have sworn they tried to, anyway. Brian Dunn responds with, also the Streaming Act exists. So there's that. Right after Fed posting at the UK Prime Minister, I know he's British and retarded, but calm the fuck down, Brian. No need to yeet vague death threats at him. Keir Starmer says it's frustrating to rummage around in a drawer looking for an old electricity bill just to open a new bank account. Digital ID will make our lives easier. To which Brian responds with, yeah, man, keep going. I'm sure this ain't gonna end with your own citizens killing you. Not condoning it, but like you sure as shit ain't making a good argument for yourself here, big dog. Okay, so not only so Brian Dunn wants to take Warhammer, Brian Dunn wants to take Dark Ninja to court. Wants to get an affidavit served on Dark Ninja. Because Dark Ninja hurt Warhammer in his feelings. Meanwhile, we have Brian Dunn here making vague threats at the Prime Minister of the UK. I'm not sure how an affidavit works. There. I think they gotta look at your shit too. Or, Ninja, if you're watching this, if he does try to take you to court, wouldn't hurt to maybe submit this to the court to prove that Brian is an insane person. There, just a suggestion. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Alright, so this is where I'm going to have to end today's video. I thought maybe there's more on Brian there, but it turns out that what we just covered on this Kiwi Farms thread is all that there is. Stay tuned, because it looks like shit's about to get more insane now that law enforcement's supposedly gonna be involved. Somehow, this whole thing is just fucking insane, really. And, I'm all for it. I'm all for the carnage. You know that about me by now. But, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next in the saga. We got Dark Ninja trying to work with the Plague Gang to go after me, and he's trying to work with, Brian Dunn of all people to try to take down Ninja and this website. Who even knows what's next? There. Who even knows what's next? I haven't had this fun in a while, so it's nice that I got this shit to deal with. But anyway, I'll see y'all later.